Well, let me explain. First, I tried to get Rondale Moore from the Gambler, Kenny Rogers, but he said nah because he needed all the points he could get to minimize the cash he owes the Tater on a prop bet. Then he offered me Josh Palmer, and I told him to go suck a lemon because that dude sucks. Only he didn't suck, which shocked the crap out of both of us. Well, then I looked at a couple of weenie trades from the Tater, and I was pretty content just to give this week up to old Smokey Joe when out of nowhere, Dane Cook hit me up about this trade for Debo, and the rest is history. Now, old Smoke don't seem too sour at me about it, but I think he's pretty sour at Dane Cook. Smokey, Debo. I didn't plan that. But the very worst part, and I don't even think he's seen this, is that all Elijah Mitchell and Christian McCaffrey needed was 1 yard each on the ground to give them 1 point each, which would have made this whole thing a tie. I mean, this thing came down to just 2 Mexican yards. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen a Mexican yard. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to go. I'm just kidding. Anyway, old Smokey serving all the food for Thanksgiving this week, which means Champ better show up with some good booze to help ease the pain. Good week, brother. Moving on. Congrats to the Hoob with the big nuts this week. He finally got there after missing by just 3 points back in week 8. It's like my mama always says, it's good to get that monkey off your butthole. On to the 2 biggest stories of the week. The aftermath of the Bubby, Tater, Mammoth, Colossal, Gargantuan exchange. The results are only half of what I expected. First off, I think we figured out who's going to stop the Nader Tater, and apparently, it's everybody. That's a 4-week slide if you're playing along at home. I almost can't believe it. Meanwhile, poor old Bubby's making himself another low-score talk of shame video this week so he can sit there while Benny Bebop tell him things like, hey bro, did you see how bad your team sucked this week? I mean, your team really sucked. You had like a lot of guys sucking, and this guy only put up like 2 points. He sucked. How's it feel to suck? Bubby, I still love you. And I still love buying fancy outfits just for you at the end of the season. And that's all from Champ. Y'all have a great Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for y'all. Keep on winning.
All right, you degenerates, welcome back to the Degenerate Breakdown, Week 12 edition. Yeah, baby. Only a couple more weeks of this thing, man. I mean, of the season, the regular season, and we get playoffs. There's like 6 more episodes, so stick with us because we're gonna be coming at you all through the playoffs. Yeah, man. How you doing, brother? You excited?
Yeah. I'm really excited. I love this time of year. I mean, I picked this division and I'm ready to do battle.
Yeah, I mean, how are you? Well, we'll get to the division breakdowns in a minute. This week was crazy. There was some crazy trades that I'm sure we're going to get to. We're going to talk to. We're going to bring Nate in and break those down. Some possible collusion between top people in the same division. What is that about? I mean,
I've heard that term twice in the last week.
Yeah,
2 different episodes.
Crazy. So, guys, we're gonna get all to that right now. We're gonna break it all down as we do every week. So, right now, let's get right to it with our last week's breakdown.
All right, I'll jump it off.
Right.
The first game up was 4 trophies. Took out his brother 1 playoffs. 140. I still love those names.
The names are just killing me. I love it.
So Adam took out Justin 140-97. So didn't even break 100.
Yeah, it's tough.
Taking Adam to league best 9-2.
Woo!
While Justin slips to 5-6. Man, Adam is on a run. I play him this weekend. So that'll be 9-3 going into the next week.
That's some serious confidence, and I like to see that in you, brother.
Yep.
That was a tough game for Justin, big time. I mean, he anytime you don't put up 100 points. Sorry, I'm quickly trying to pull up the games because I'm like, what the hell? That's why I'm not looking at the screen talking to you fellas. Where is his game? Oh, it's killing me. I know. I wanted to have it pulled up. So Justin, even though with 24 from Hertz, you get 0 from Tony, 0 from Moore. These are things that are just not going to get you over the
man. I had Tony in a couple leagues, Survivor League or the Guillotine League, and some other leagues I play in. Like 10 minutes before the game started, I just knew it wasn't going to happen. I benched him everywhere. I'm so happy, man.
That's crazy because you were so hot on him. You were hot on him. You were like telling me, I was like, "Oh, Hardman's the guy in Kansas City coming from and when he comes back from injury, and you're like, no, this could what is this? Kadarius Toney, yeah, and then look, bam.
You know what? I said, it's going to be Kelsey. It's going to be Kelsey, and it's probably going to be Kelsey. And maybe one other guy. So in those games, he gets hyper focused, and Kelsey was a man last night, dude.
He was a beast this weekend. Yeah, he was a beast. He was. Every time I see him going crazy, I'm just like, God, Nate's team. You know what I mean? It's just freaking ridiculous. You know what I mean? That Kelsey, that connection, that Kelsey to Mahomes Kelsey connection.
Actually, I don't think the Kelsey to Mahomes connection is very good. I don't think Travis is that good of a thrower.
Going
the other way, Pat.
Well, it's either way, Kelseys bro. I've been saying
no. It only goes one way. One's a thrower, one's a catcher.
That's hilarious. All right, let's move it on. Matt, you took out Ryan 134 to 75. Right
75.
Back. Jesus Christ, man. Moving you, my man, to 5 and 6. Ryan drops below 500 to 5 and 6 as well. Just join the party, man. Join the 5 and 6. You had the 202 club. We're gonna rock the 5 and 6 club, baby. We're all right there. Yeah, that was a good victory for you. Ryan's team, it's just. I mean, what can you say about Ryan's team right now? It's kind of in shambles.
We'll have plenty to say about it later. We can move on.
23 from Fields, though. That's great for you. You had double digits for most of your players on offense. CD Lamb, a little drop back to 9, a little come back to reality. Van Jefferson got you 7. Your defense looks solid. Yeah, I think your team, scored 134, did pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, decent.
Yeah.
Decent. All right, the next game up is you beat Sean 144 to 127.
Yeah, I did.
Taking both of you to 5 and 6. Part of that 5 and 6 club we keep talking about. Yeah, man, it was a good game. 144 is a nice score. Herbert got you 25. Adams again decided to show up. I mean, really, those two guys are the two guys on your team that scored. So
what? I had solid numbers down the line. Jones, Stevenson over double digits.
6, 9, 11, 7, 4. Yeah, I mean, come on. That's not great scores, brother.
No, but I'm saying I did the production from some other guys.
Yeah, 2 running backs produced.
And my tight end, I have the surprise tight end of the year right here in Johnson in New Orleans. Okay. I mean, let's be real.
Okay.
Well, he's no Kelsey. He's no Kelsey, but he scores. He's good for a touchdown a week.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to tighten up your defense if you're gonna, go all the way. But
all right, I'll get on that.
I appreciate you dropping Patrick Queen a couple weeks ago, I think, because that guy did well for me this week.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to make moves when you don't want to, and I didn't want to, but I had to. Yeah. All right, Bobby came in strong, defeating Steve 172 to 135. Bobby moves to a 4 and 7 record, while Steve drops below the 5 and 6 line to 4, 6 and 1. Got to get up that, man. You got to get that. Come join us in the 5 and 6 club, Steve.
Yeah, he's tied for last place in the league with Joe, I think.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah. Bobby, put up strong numbers at 172. I believe that was high score this week. So you might be seeing his face a little later. Tony Pollard. Are we ready to say Tony Pollard's the guy there? I mean, come on.
I mean, Zeke scored 2 touchdowns, right?
So Tony Pollard put up 41 points. I'm talking fantasy here, bro. We're not talking real life. We're talking fantasy.
Zeke still scored 17 or 18. I mean, both of them, you'd happy with either one, but sure, Pollard, amazing.
Okay. I'd be a lot happier with 41 than 17 or whatever Zeke put up. So
that's solid math.
Yeah. Solid. Kittle at 26. Hello, Mr. Kittle. Showed up, 2 touchdowns. That was huge. Those touchdowns were big too, man. If you got to see the game, that was a fun one. Yep. Montgomery, hello, Mr. Montgomery, back with 20 points on his team. So yeah, Bobby's team, Carr gave him 24. Looks good. I think moving forward, Bobby might be somebody to worry about a little bit, even though his team. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
He's got a long way to go. Yep. All right. So next up, we have Josh taking out the commissioner, 168 to 148, moving Josh to 5-6, while Nate slides to 6-5. Good to see Josh put up those kind of points. I mean, Burrow's got him 32, Harris 27, Jamal Williams 24.
Jeez.
Who me and Nate, I don't know how many other people dropped him this year. What dummies we are.
Yeah, you are.
Allen Robinson at 14. Yeah, Josh's team just went off. Defense and receiver was a little low, but yeah, man, Kelsey 36. Nate's team definitely underperformed besides a couple guys, but
yeah, it's yeah. Nate's team. I don't know. Nate, had a squad and then made a trade and then doesn't have a squad as much anymore.
Maybe he got jinxed or cursed or something because he took advantage of Ryan.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if those things count or real or not.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's something for the fantasy gods up there to worry about. That's not. We're just lowly podcast hosts. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, big win for Josh. Big win for Josh.
Yeah. Big one.
He's sitting right there, tied with me at the top of the division again. I'm now tied with him at the top of the division, I should say. All right, let's move it along. Next game, last one. Alex took out his big brother, little brother club, baby. Woo! 131 to 129 after making a last minute move. Taking Alex to 8-3, and Joe drops to 4-6-1.
Yep.
That move that he made was is the thing that was a little bit suspect. That we're going to break down a little bit later in the.
We will, but I want to ask you a little preview of that. Did you think not making a move would have been collusion, or making a bad move could also be called collusion?
Well,
or is none of it collusion?
I don't know that any of it was collusion necessarily, but
right.
I think that, it seems strange that Alex all of a sudden being so into this season and paying attention and doing everything, and to just all of a sudden be like, oh, what? I don't have anybody to play. Like he's been paying attention this whole time. He's been locked in. He's been, so it's a little strange.
Was he so cocky that he didn't think he needed to pick somebody up? He had it in the bag.
I don't know about that. I
don't know. It could have been that. I mean, I think it's more likely that he thought he had it locked up, the game. And then as it got closer, maybe it was like, well, I could stand to lose one if it helps Joe. I don't think that was the reason, the thinking going into it at all. I don't think it's collusion. But I think, like, if you and me are in that boat, I could see a little in the back of your head, just maybe I'll keep my players, and if that helps Joe win, maybe without telling Joe, maybe. But
yeah,
I don't think any of it's collusion. I think people throw that word out too much. I know it's joking most of the time, but yeah, man, just because you don't agree with the guy's moves, unless it is horrible.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting that Adam and it was the two guys in the same division, top of the division, that made the deal. So that is interesting. I mean, usually you don't want to help out somebody who you're battling against, but I don't know, something.
Sounds like he thought he kind of dropped something on him that wasn't good. He doesn't believe in Debo, I guess. So, but we'll break it down farther as we go. I just wanted to see what your thoughts were.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, let's. That was us with last week's breakdown. Let's move it on to our divisional breakdown right now.
Yeah, we got time.
Yeah, we got some time. Let's go first with Saddle Creek. Saddle Creek still doesn't have anyone with a winning record. My brother likes to point that out.
Yep.
Me and Josh are tied at 5-6 at the top. And then Steve and Joe are tied at 4-6-1 down there at the bottom for the worst record in the league. That tie isn't helping either of them. They're just we thought it might help them down the road, but right now it's not doing anything for them.
Well, they're tied for last place.
Well, there you go. They're still tying. Let's move it on to the left coast. Left coast is still widely split, with Adam sitting up at the top at 9-2, followed by Alex at 8-3, while Matt and Bobby bring up the rear at 5-6 and 4-7, respectively. That division is really, spread out. And Adam's obviously, unless Alex can figure out in the next few weeks how to, get some more wins, and Adam all of a sudden decides to not set his lineup or something. I don't know. That might be the only way Adam doesn't continue to roll here.
Well, I think they'll be tied going into next week. I think so.
We should see.
Yeah.
We shall see. We shall see. Last week, Arizona Bay had nobody with a losing record. That changed quickly as Nate sits at top at 6-5. And the rest of us all moved to 5-6, joining the 5-6 club. It's crazy, man. There's like 7, 8 people all with that same 5-6 record. It's even more so this year, even now, with only like 1 day left in the trading deadline. If you need to make that move to try and do something, you got to do it, because we're all sitting there right now. I mean, it's gonna be crazy to see like who basically floats to the top and gets one of those last few playoff spots. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, it's pretty shocking to me that we are 3 weeks left in the regular season, so 11 weeks in, and we still only have 3 teams with the winning record.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And one of them is only 1 game above 500. I mean, barely. We honestly could have 10 of 12 below 500. I mean, we're right there. I mean,
that means potentially 4. Well, right now, 3 teams going into playoffs have a losing record, right? Because 6 teams make the playoffs. Yeah. So the top 3 teams are the 3 winning records, and then the next 3 that'd be
5-6.
Can you imagine if we end up with multiple teams like that with losing records in the playoffs? That's just
if you do the math in your I haven't done it all out. Your division most likely will have somebody with a losing record making the playoffs.
Oh,
because you play each other.
Yeah,
and you all have losing records right now.
Yeah.
So unless one of you sweeps through the division, there's a good chance you'll either have a losing record or maybe be 500 and make the playoffs at 500.
That would be crazy. I mean,
it was like the NFC West a couple years ago. Remember, it was like us, Seattle, and Arizona, like a decade ago, all had losing records going into the playoffs, and they had to give it to somebody. People were irate that a losing record got in, but it's the way it happens. It is kind of dumb, though.
It is, but math is math. What are you going to do? All right, guys. Well, that was our. Wait. Did I miss a note? Oh, you got it. All right, that was it for our divisional breakdown. All right, guys, we're going to bring in Nate right now to break down the playoffs. A little playoff breakdown. What's up, Nate? What's going on, bud?
Hey, thanks for having me. Eager to talk about the playoffs. We're getting closer and closer. A lot of exciting things happening.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to give a hearty congratulations to Adam. I said on last week's podcast that all he needed was 1 win. He got that win. He is now a lock for the playoffs.
Wow. First locked up playoff spot.
Yeah, no matter what happens, he could win or lose his next 3 games. He's in the playoffs no matter what. However, he has not won his division yet. So still some stuff to play for here.
Yep.
The person right behind him in his division, Alex, also only needs 1 win to lock up a playoff spot. So if Alex wins any of the next 3 games, Alex is a lock for the playoffs. Those 2 guys are still battling it out for that division.
Yep.
Which, of course, is something worth fighting for, even though you're in the playoffs. If you win that division, you're going to get a playoff bye, which means it's an automatic free win the first week of the playoffs. So there's a lot to play for there, I think, between these 2 guys.
And they play each other last week of the season, I think.
That's right. They play each other week 14, correct?
Wow.
Fun.
Wow.
I think it's interesting that these 2 guys have the best records this year. It's something that's been commented on more than once that, for a long time, people were saying, wow, Alex is the most cocky champ we've ever had. He's talking about how he doesn't know how to lose, how he does nothing to win. Now you have Adam over the last couple of weeks, basically cursing the fantasy gods and saying, I don't believe in jinxes. And, my team's the best and nobody can beat me. And it's funny because these 2 guys, I mean, it gets a little irritating from time to time because as losers, we don't want to hear 2 guys bragging about how much they win, of course.
Yes.
But maybe there's something to it. I mean, maybe that's the right attitude to have if they're both kicking our asses and taking names and not worrying about jinxes. So I think that's something worth noting there.
That's it, baby. You guys are all going down.
Hey, I've had that stance for years, guys. I've been anti-jinxing. I don't believe in any of that shit. So I like to see it from those 2.
All right. Well,
in the middle division, my division, there's a big matchup this week between me and Sean, which hey, anytime you're playing a division rival, it's a big matchup, but there's some real significance here. Okay. If I win the game this week, I cannot clinch my division, but you know what I can do? I can lock Sean out from clinching the division. If Sean loses this week, there's no way for him to win the division.
At all? There's no road back. No road back.
No road back to win the division. He could still make the playoffs, but think about it. I will have a 2-game lead on him with 2 to go, and I will have beaten him twice already. So all he can do is tie me, and I've got the tiebreaker.
Yep.
So Sean has no way of winning the division if I win this week.
So you heard it here. Everybody pull for Sean.
Which is, it's not only significant for playoff buys, but it's also significant in some of the side bets that we have. Justin has $100 on Sean that he took at the beginning of the year. He says $100 that Sean will win the division.
Wow.
And it's and then on my side of that bet, I have both myself and Ryan. So, hey, I got equal opportunity right there, me and Ryan. And the only way that it would be a wash is if Justin wins the division. So if Sean loses this week to me, Justin is basically hoping for a wash. It's a free roll for me there.
I mean, you guys are all pretty close too still. I mean, you're only 1 game up on everybody. So
only 1 game up on both of them. And I play them both coming up. I play Sean this week, and then I play Justin week 14. So this division is anybody's game, but at least one small significant piece of it can be settled this week if we can lock Sean out from winning the division, which is interesting because normally you would think Justin would be rooting for Sean to lose because they're tied. But this week he might be rooting for Sean to win so that he can catch me and win that $100 at the same time.
Yeah.
Hey, Nate, what's your prediction for how many teams get in the playoffs with 500 or less records?
It's weird this year, the way that it's happened. When we first proposed the 6-team playoff, we said, I went back and looked at several seasons, and every year the top 6 teams had 500 records, which, I mean, mathematically speaking, that's the way it typically is, right? 6 teams with the winning, 6 teams with the losing record. It's very unusual to have a season like we're having right now with, 3 teams with the winning and 9 teams with the losing. I think getting into division play, I think the cream's going to rise to the top. I think we're going to see a couple more teams move into that winning column. My prediction is 5 out of 6 teams will have a winning record.
I think guys that are now getting guys back from injury maybe, and, are going to have guys come back into their team lineup that might help them that's what I think. A lot of people have been dealing with injuries, a lot of injuries this year to key players that I think that are keeping people in the middle of the road right now, or have been. So,
a lot of bye weeks and a lot of bye weeks. We don't have any buys this week, which is great. Everybody's playing this week. But then in week 13, I think there's only 2 teams on a bye, but then week 14 is another bye-mageddon. We got tons of teams on a bye in a critical week. So you got to win this week and next week. In fact, I'll give you an even more specific prediction. I think 5 out of 6 teams will have a winning record. I think the winner of Ben's division will get into the playoffs with either a losing or a 500 record.
It's kind of I was hoping you go with it. Sorry, brother.
No, I think you're wrong personally. I mean, I'm just going to say, because I plan on, getting at least 2 or 3 more wins before this thing's over with. So,
2 wins would only make you 500.
No.
Yeah.
No, 1 win and I'm 500. I'm 5 and 6.
1 win,
get 2, and you got to have a loss in there because there's 3 games left.
If you only get 2 wins, then you'll
add 1 day. Oh,
God damn it!
500.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm winning them all.
Well, that's why I say that the winner of that division is going to have a 500 record unless you sweep or the other team that's tied with you sweeps. The winner of that division is probably going to have a 500 record.
Yeah, you're right.
And which, another side bet that I have with Joe is that I bet him $100 that he won't make the playoffs. And if he would have won last week, he'd be in first in that division.
Yes, he would.
Instead, he lost. Now he's in last. What a wild swing that is.
Seriously.
It's got money on the line. It's $100 if he misses the playoffs. It's $200 if he's in the bottom third in standings, and it's $300 if he ends up in a dress. So a lot riding on these next couple of weeks.
Nate, your division could also end up with only 1 guy over 500. I think maybe 2, maybe somebody at 500. But you guys got a lot of. I mean, we all play each other. It's crazy.
Well, everybody's predicting that Ryan's going to lose his next 3, right? Which
who would say such a thing about Ryan?
So let's assume me, Justin, and Sean all get a free square. Which there are no free squares. I should have had a free square against Josh.
Oh, you mean a rye week?
Yeah, a rye week. So let's say we all get an extra win. That puts me 2 above 500. That puts Sean and Justin right at 500. And then there's 2 more games to go. Whoever wins between the 2 of them will probably finish above and the other one finishes below, right? And so I think we'll probably have 2 teams at least that are above 500. Maybe one team that finishes right at it is what my prediction would be. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be an interesting close to the season. A lot of exciting stuff happening. Trade deadlines coming up this week. We'll get more into that during the trade segment, but I appreciate you guys bringing me on.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for breaking it down, man.
Yeah, man.
See you.
Playoffs, brother.
Dude, it's going to be fun. I mean, honestly, half the league's going to be under 500. That's crazy to me. Just crazy.
We could both still sneak our way in there, man. We could both get in there.
Me?
Yeah.
You think it's possible?
I think so.
Well, thanks, brother. Makes me feel good.
I think you can. I think we both have a shot. Still have a shot at it.
Coming from a one-time champion, that means a lot.
Hey. Champion's a champ. It's a champ. If you're a champion, you're a champion.
What year was that? You remember?
2005.
2005? Woo!
2005.
I got one in 2009, so I'm not quite as old. But I got 2, so I'm good.
Still a champion.
Play
like a champion. Play like a champion. It's on the trophy. All right, guys. Now is the time where we get to come out and talk to you out there. Our high and low. This week's high and low goes first with our high score, Mr. Bobby Hab, coming at you right here. What's up, Bobby?
Pulling the Josh filming technique, huh?
Hold on. This. That up.
There's never been a better intro to a segment than this.
Yeah,
audio.
Bobby.
This is gold.
You have
fucking gold.
You have a flair about you. It's just.
Don't tell me we're live already. Right?
We're live.
Every time we bring you in.
We're always recording, bro.
Yeah, always. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Bobby, for joining us. See you next time.
That was fun. That was your high score of the week. How are
Bobby,
you?
it's good to see you, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
good,
man.
Guys. You're good. Thank you. Nice to be on for this instead of another hoop steak.
Yeah, man. 172 points, Bobby. That's a big number. It's a really big number. How do you feel about how your team performed going in against who'd you play this week? Who was it? Steve. That's right. You beat Steve.
Yeah. Not the best team to beat, but I feel pretty good about it. I actually feel like my team finally stepped up like it should have. And now maybe I have a chance to not be the worst team in the league. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm pulling up your numbers right now. We were breaking it down earlier, and I was commenting that you got 41 from Pollard. And that's a big number. I mean, that's a big fantasy number for a player. And you haven't had him on your starting roster every week this year, have you?
Not every week.
There's been weeks that you've missed out on those big numbers. I remember. Are you ready to keep him in that spot locked in? Is he your guy now?
Yeah, there should be no reason to sit Pollard. I mean, Zeke was back last week, and Pollard's still just like destroyed. I mean, there was a couple times he couldn't punch it in, and they brought Zeke in, and Zeke punched it in. Imagine if he would have punched those two in. I mean, he could have had almost 60 points. It would have been crazy.
Yeah.
So, Bobby, I'm looking at your team, and as I look at your bench, you actually had 0 players you could actually play. So my question is, the first week when you had no other options, you only played the people you had left to play. That's the week you do the best. Is it because your choices were taken out of it while you did so well?
That might have been. I mean, I have been very bad at making decisions this year. So
you moved to Alabama, dude. We get it.
Maybe I needed to have no other option to have a chance at a big score. I made that trade with Nate to get Mike Williams and Deshaun Watson, and then Williams came in and he got hurt. He had a catch, got hurt right away, and got taken out. And I thought I was done for. But no.
Well,
Pollard kept me in it. Montgomery had a big game, and then Kittle. Oh my gosh, Kittle at the end there.
That was fun.
I honestly thought Josh was going to be in this. He scored 168. I was looking up at him thinking Kittle's got to come out and have one of those big games that are so few and far between this year. And then that last pass at the end, he's towing the sideline. He's got like 6 guys in front of him, and he just stormed right by him. And I was like, oh, wait, I actually have a chance to do this. Pulled out ahead.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Wait, so awesome. You were playing Steve this week, right?
Right.
He did.
What was Josh's 168 to do with that? I got lost.
As far as
he said he thought he could have been here doing the high score spot instead of Bobby. But he quickly switched on you. He quickly switched on you.
I follow what you're saying.
Can I stop you for a second? Brother, that was a very, very astute question that you just hell of a job broadcasting, sir. Can I just say, I just want to take time to point that out, just in case anybody else didn't notice that. Bobby, you got to be really stoked with Montgomery showing back up at 20 points. I can't remember. I mean, I'm trying to look. My phone's being stupid, so it won't.
Well, yeah, with Khalil Herbert getting hurt, I mean, that was obvious that was going to come up. Maybe not that he did that well.
First time scoring 20 this year. He's only been over 15 twice before that, so you gotta feel pretty happy you got that. And then Kittle, obviously, we know, us Niner fans, he hasn't been.
Was that Kittle's high score also for this season?
I think it might have been, actually.
I think it was. I know it was Pollard's high score.
Yep. High score.
Bobby got high scores from just about all his guys that are his studs. Do you think NM will score that again this year, Bobby? That or higher? Between Montgomery, Kittle, or
even Carr, 24. He matched his high for the year. That's pretty impressive, Bob. I mean. But it took that. It took you not being able to make any decisions and all your guys having their high score of the week to get you here. How do you feel about that?
Hey, I feel great, man. I feel like I'm going to win the next 3 games. I'm going to take Alex out. I'm going to take the rest of my division out. And I'm going to make the playoffs, and I'm going to come back and win this thing.
Hell yeah.
Bobby. I am rooting for you to win 2 out of 3, Bob. I need to win 1. I won against you. I need to win.
I want to apologize to you, Bobby.
I want you to win 2 or 3.
I want to apologize to you, first off, for this seems like a low score of the week segment. We're busting your balls hard, even though you won, dude. High score of the week. Congratulations, man. You did awesome, man.
I mean, maybe we're used to it. I've been here enough times as the low score. We're kind of confused. This doesn't seem right.
Well, it is named after you, so I mean.
No, man. Looking forward. Let's see.
Until next week. Next week, you will be able to change the name.
So you're predicting Ryan loses again, huh?
Oh, I already predicted he'll be low score of the week the rest of the way. He
wow.
Won't, he won't.
You heard it here first.
Breaking news.
Most of us have, or at least a couple of us, I'm sure, have said it on the thread already.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious. You look at the team, you look at the projections, you look at the scores that he put up. I mean,
I have a trade out to him right now. There's a guy on his team that I want, and I'm giving him a couple pieces that are probably better than what he has. So
we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
All right, Bobby. Moving forward, looking ahead till next week. You got on a big game against Champ. He's won 3 straight. So, what do you think, man? What's your scoring prediction? He's favored 152 to 111 right now. What do you think?
This is a revenge game. I look back at week 1. I lost to him by 6 points. I made a mistake in my lineup. I could have had that game.
Well, yeah, you had choices.
I had choices, and I did not make the right choice, of course. And I'm looking at this game as a revenge game. I'm going to take Boogie out. I'm going to help Adam until 2 weeks later when I play Adam and beat him. And if you want to score, let's see. Right now it shows 153 to. So I'm going to reverse it. I'm going to beat him 153 to 127.
Wow.
Ooh,
all right.
Nice.
Lock it in. Lock it in. Write that down. Write that down, everybody.
I hope you do.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's gonna be that'll be a good matchup this weekend. I look forward to watching that because Adam, or Alex, I mean, his team's been winning, so it'll be interesting to see if you can flip the script on him, as they say.
What I'm looking forward to is when the pod comes out and I get to see you guys make your picks. I hope the coin flip picks me.
Well, we'll see. I was only 50. The coin was only 50% right this week, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh,
ooh.
I haven't seen that section yet, so
I know that's a little ahead of the preview.
You're spilling the beans.
A little preview for you, Bob. All right, man. Well, thank you so much, Bobby, for being here for our high score of the week, and we'll see you
guys.
See you,
down
Bobby.
the road. Later, brother.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man.
Mwah.
All right, guys. Right now, we're gonna go to our low score of the week, which is Ryan, Mr. Rye Bread, right here. What's up, Bread?
What do you want? I'm driving.
Howdy, Ryan. It's good to have you back. I was hoping you were going to be on for high score, but that didn't happen.
It sure didn't.
Yeah, man. I mean, 75, man. That's a little worse than your last one. I think you scored 96 in your last one. Brother, I don't want to go through and break down your whole team like I did last time because it angered you. Can you just talk to us about where your tough spots were?
Yeah. Could break down the whole team and just say everybody's shitty because everybody's shitty.
I mean, you had a lot of projections last week, and I know you were. I think you're faking it a little bit. I don't think you believed as much as you were saying, but you
got that, huh?
Yeah, I did get that. Yeah. But I'm glad you are fully clothed today, right? Bottoms covered.
I hope so. He's driving.
Yeah.
I don't know the laws in Colorado, but I think no pants driving might be illegal. So, I saw you this weekend. I got the pleasure of hanging out with you while we were watching the games, which was fun. I got to watch.
It started off well. Mooney got an early touchdown. They were going deep to him.
Yeah.
Had,
you were really happy about that.
19 points for my tight end. Yeah, the day started out great. Then, I was having fun the whole time, so I didn't notice. But I sat down at the beginning of the second game and went, "Wow, just stopped." Nothing happened after that.
It was fun though.
Isaiah McKenzie with a goose egg. And,
yeah.
Cousins sucked. I knew he would against that Cowboys defense, but I didn't think it'd be that bad.
Yeah, it got you like 1 point, right? Something like that.
Yeah,
It was fun
to come back.
Yeah, I was gonna say I started him in a league also, and that was a real disappointment.
You were having some. At least you had a little bit of fun. We were teasing Nate a little bit, about Allen and giving him a few digs here and there. So that must have been a good time for you this weekend.
Allen to Diggs, was that on purpose?
Yeah, a few digs.
Yeah, that was fun. I was kind of little backhanded comments the whole day about him having a career low, only worse than the week before.
Yeah.
He's broken sometimes, but that hurt my, Isaiah McKenzie. He didn't get crap, so he's gone.
He gone. What are you gonna do, man? I mean, I know your pride as a fantasy football player, is gonna really step up this week, and you're gonna try and make some blockbuster poo-poo platter trades or something. I mean, what are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do to get yourself out of this? I don't want to see you here next week. I don't want to talk to you again. As much as I like talking to you, I don't want to see your face again.
Yeah, you may see me a couple more times. I think I'm with Matt on the Stay Out of the Dress tour now. Like, I don't have any value to trade. I mean, nobody likes the guys that I picked up. We heard about that when I made the trade with Nate. Everybody talked about how shitty those players were. So I'm sure nobody wants to trade with me.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of time left in the deadline, so I'm gonna play the wire and play the matchups and keep fucking grinding like I do.
Well, keep watching your trade desk. Keep watching your trade desk.
Yeah, I saw that come through from you, Matt. I'll take a gander at it when I get home. But yeah, it was good to be back. It was good to see you guys. I had a great time. I got the Pepe's breakfast and the hat lunch.
Oh, you guys went to the hat for the lunch?
Nice.
Yeah,
I missed out on the hat. I love the hat. Well, yeah, man, it was great seeing you, and I'm sorry that you couldn't pull it out this week, but as you know, as my brother will attest, we love seeing your face. Just we're sad to see it here. You know what I mean? We don't like to see you here. At least not more than 2 weeks in a row. You got a hoobastank. We have to figure out what we're gonna call if you come back a third time, because then you're gonna be the first one to coin a new phrase.
Yeah, you better start thinking now. You're gonna see me a lot more. It looks like coming up. So you're gonna get your wish, Ben, week after week, and it's almost guaranteed. So
we'll see.
Nice. Well, man, have fun swinging on those poles tonight, dude.
Thanks,
Ryan, the pole dancer of the league.
Justin and you are gonna fight it out this week, Ryan.
Is that right?
Yeah, both of you guys have a 5-6 record. Can we get a scoring prediction as we always do moving forward? You gonna break 100 this week? What's going on?
I haven't looked at his team. Is he got good matchups? Anybody on a bye?
No buys this weekend because of Thanksgiving. Yeah,
he's favored he's favored 126 to 93 currently.
26. So I probably won't hit that 93. Let's give me 87. Yeah, let's give me 87, and let's give him 146.
Wow,
Ooh.
That's a big number.
Yeah,
All right.
Almost doubling you up, basically, is what you're thinking.
Should be about there, yeah.
The old double up. All right. Well, Ryan, thanks, man. Appreciate your time. Sorry it's on these terms, but it's always a pleasure, man. It's good to see your face.
Hey, you too. We'll see you next week, fellas.
All right.
All right.
Later. Don't lose your smile, Ryan. We love you, buddy.
Love you too.
All right.
All right. Go away.
Go away. You have to leave.
Yeah, you have to hang up.
Button.
Later, bro. Oh, dude, that's gonna be rough, man. If he's here next week, we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna call the segment, man. Because, woo, that's 3 times.
We had a good suggestion or two already come through.
All right, well,
I took a little poll earlier on Sunday.
All right, you'll have to. That was your low score of the week. All right, guys, here we go with this week's Shoulda, Woulda, Coulda of the week. Brother, take it.
All right, man. So this shoulda, woulda, coulda goes out to Joseph. Second week in a row he is in this section. This week, shoulda, woulda, coulda for leaving Aaron Rodgers' favorite receiver on the bench. If Joe would have started Randall Cobb over either Elijah Mitchell or Garrett Wilson, which I could see him doing that in either one of them.
Yeah.
He would have pulled off the win over Alex and moved into a playoff spot over you. So Joe, basically, big mistake not playing Cobb. He could have been in a playoff spot. And
shoulda, woulda, Coulda. Shoulda, woulda, Coulda.
Yes. That's right there in front of me. Damn it. Yeah,
man. Joe, that's tough, man. I mean, I can understand why you want to start Elijah Mitchell. I mean, after the week he had the prior, and then, it's a shiny new toy coming off injury, and he looked like he was going to, continue to roll, but he didn't have the week that he had the week prior. Obviously, the Niners threw the ball a lot this week. And so it's a tough one, man. It's a tough loss and or tough decision. And you made the wrong one, unfortunately. So that's why shoulda, woulda, Coulda of the week.